This is Splatsville, in the heart of the Splatlands. Despite its old-fashioned appearance, it's seen enormous growth in recent years. It's also the hottest new place for Inklings looking for things to do. Oh, hello everyone. Hope you're all staying fresh. I almost forgot about introductions. We're the researchers from the Squid Research Lab. We're simply fascinated by what these Inklings can do. They can splat ink in kit form and smoothly swim through it in swim form. We've been studying their biology day and night. Today, we'd like to share some new findings on these Inklings while providing summaries throughout. Of course, what goes for the Inklings also applies to the Octolings. We're sure of it. First, Turf War. Get styling with some fresh fashion and get inking with even fresher weapons. Naturally, in a place called Splatsville, turf war battles are the locals' favorite pastime. 2 teams of 4 will ink for 3 minutes. The team that inks the most in their color, in other words, claims the most turf, wins. Now, that's not all inking is for. Ink walls to swim up. Or get sneaky and hide in ink to splat opponents. The more ink you spread, the bigger the advantage you'll have in battles. Whoops! If you're out of ink, submerge in it to refill. New techniques like the squid surge to swim up walls in a single burst, and the squid roll to jump out of ink while simultaneously turning around have also been spotted. Oh, while it's glowing like this, the move also slightly repels ink from opponents. We've discovered where these turf war battles will take place. Stages confirmed for the Splatlands include Scorch Gorge, Eeltail Alley, Mincemeat Metalworks, and Undertow Spillway. There seem to be other stages as well. Hagglefish Market, a pier filled to the brim with street vendors. The stuff here looks fishy, though. Several stages from Greater Inkopolis also return. Museum Delfonsino. Battles here take place in the central courtyard of this modern museum. Take special note of the rotating wall. Hammerhead Bridge. This bridge connects Greater Inkopolis to the Splatlands. After lots of construction work, it's finally open. Thanks to the bridge, transit to and from Greater Inkopolis is much easier. Mahi Mahi Resort. A luxury resort in Greater Inkopolis. Pay close attention to the platforms that sink as the battle goes on. There will be more areas to ink afterward, so don't forget to splat them. Including the stages you see here, a total of 12 await. More stages will be added in free post-launch updates. Now, let's get into the inky essence of battles, weapons. First, it appears that all the basic weapons from previous games will be available. On top of that, Splatland-specific weapon types, such as the bow-like stringers, will make their destructive debut. We've also verified a new weapon type called Splatanas. This is the Splatana Wiper. Send blades of ink flying with the centrifugal force generated by swinging. Swing after charging up a bit, and it'll transform into a charged slash. As expected, it's powerful as a long-range attack. But the charged slash at close range is also quite devastating. Let's dive into the weapons that can help you claim even more turf. special weapons. As the name implies, these are special kinds of weapons that can be unleashed after filling up the gauge from inking turf. There are some new types we've identified, so let's take a closer look. This is the Tacticooler. When it's activated, a fridge appears. You'll find in-game beverages stored inside. These have a variety of effects, like momentarily increasing speed. They come in packs of 4, so take one and share the rest with your teammates. This is the Wave Breaker. When activated, it'll unleash waves around the area. It'll also mark an opponent's location and cause damage. Try to avoid them with a well-timed jump. Finally, the Reef Slider. Build up power, then charge into opponents who need a good splat. Once the attack ends, it'll explode and damage the surrounding area. Familiar special weapons, like the Tenta missiles, Inkjet, Ink Storm, Ultra Stamp, and Booyah Bomb will also make their grand return. Special weapons are paired with main weapons, so find the combo that suits your splatting style. Shop here to get your tentacles on some fresh weapons. This is Ammonites, owned by the chatty horseshoe crab, Sheldon. The locals have praised him for his wealth of weapon wisdom and sophisticated selection. Instead of using in-game currency for purchases, you'll need these Sheldon licenses. Obtain them by leveling up through battles and by consistently using the same weapons. One Sheldon license can be exchanged for one weapon that corresponds to your level. Oh, and just between us, if you exchange more Sheldon licenses than normal, it appears he'll give you a weapon you like sooner than expected as a special reward. By the way, the Inklings and Octolings walking around town are pretty savvy.
Defeated by the dreams and the memories we've made, to see it crashing out the skies like a tidal wave down on me. Walking alone on the coldest night, there's nothing I can ever say to change your mind. I gotta live without your love, we've said goodbye. There's nothing I can ever say to change your
searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Birds chirping and I hear my name, grasping into a life. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a start. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a ride. Savannah. Lion's gonna come. The birds have just begun. We will always take a stand for the people, for the land. Let's go back to when we were young. For the animals we stand. Let's go back to when trees were swung. Kids across the land. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a ride. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Anything you're fighting for. Run away, and I know, and I know, and I know I'm right now. We can change anything and make it better together. Now we're strong, don't question it. The truth will break your chains. We have the key. Open your eyes and see. We are the ones who know the answers, and they ain't never gonna hold us back. The sea is rising like we dancers. Oh, 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 oh. Imagine life without a purpose. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Oh, 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 oh. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Run away, and time will find a place. Open your eyes and see. We are the ones who know the answers, and they ain't never gonna hold us back. The sea is rising like we dancers. Imagine life without a purpose. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Run away, run away. And I know, and I know, and I know I'm right now. We can change anything and make it better together. Now we're strong, don't question it. The truth will break your chains. We have the key. Open your eyes and see. We are the ones who know the answers, and they ain't never gonna hold us back. The sea is rising like we dancers. Imagine life without a purpose. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Run away, in time we'll find a place that we call home. They can try anything, we'll make it better together now. Don't be afraid of letting go. I know there's more, we can be free. Open your eyes and see. We are the ones who know the answers, and they ain't never gonna hold us back. The sea is rising like we dancers. Imagine life without a purpose. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Everything you're fighting for. Run away, and I know, and I know, and I know I'm right now. We can change anything and make it better together. Now we're strong, don't question it. The truth will break your chains. We have the key. Open your eyes and see. We are the ones who know the answers, and they ain't never gonna hold us back. The sea is rising like we dancers. Imagine life without a purpose. Now picture everything you're
Guys, I've thought really hard about how to say this, about how to do this, about how to make this video fair. What is fair? What is fair for Splatoon 3? I think I found a good way. I'm just gonna be honest, and I think you'll say this is fair. Let me know, okay? First off, we know why it's called Splatoon 3. 3 teams in the Splatfest. That's all. That's why it's called Splatoon 3, right? Everybody always want to know, like, how are they going to justify the 3? 3 teams. Deep Cut has 3 members. 3 teams. Okay, let's be serious now. The Splatoon 3 Direct aired. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switchforce. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the show. And also, I super appreciate it. And also, it helps out the channel. And also, if you appreciate me, that's the best way to help out. But Splatoon 3 tried to help itself out with a 30-minute Direct. Man, all right, so they have catalogs every 3 months where they're going to be dropping new seasonal gear and weapons, and that's super cool. 2 years of support. More than Animal Crossing New Horizons. Hallelujah. They already beat Animal Crossing New Horizons support, and the game ain't even out. They already promised a big new DLC, and we know how good the Octo expansion was. They have lockers, so instead of just like a boring badge, but they have those too, you have a locker to display sort of your personality and your online persona. They added a freaking invincible dodge roll and a squid spurt up the side of walls. Both of those new mechanical moves that are going to make the battles more in-depth, more strategic, and better than before. And let's not forget the replays. This shows that Nintendo can look ahead. This shows that Nintendo can do it. So anytime you tell me they don't have the chops, they don't know what's up, they think differently, no. They're putting in an entire replay suite where you can upload the games, fast forward and scrub through the games, an entire whole new suite for multiplayer to make this esports and competitive and really nitty gritty and very evolved. They can do it. Sometimes they just choose not to. And that's where I start to make faces. That's where I start to feel like, you know what? It's fair to critique and call out some of these other missteps because they show us they can do big stuff. They can be progressive. Splatana is sick. The new maps look great. Some of the characters that are back in bigger ways, gotta love it, okay? We got cucumber phones. We also have a new Anarchy mode, which is sort of like a series of battles where you have to win 5 before you lose 3 to get rewards, and it's for solo queue only, which I think is neato. They decided not to spoil the single player.
What happens when performance meets power?
And let us uncover it for ourselves. There's a lot of good here. There's a lot of new here. And so I decided what I'm going to do is I'm not going to critique or criticize what's not there. I'm not going to go and say, oh, they should have brought out a battle royale, because they didn't. Nintendo, they're the developers. I'm not. We're not. We don't make the game. Let's talk about what is here, okay? And let's talk. about... Okay. This game still has timed stages and timed modes. That, to me, is really rough. Now you can justify it however you want. Oh, it's great to really mix up the stages. It's great to cycle the modes. It's great to have you practice different skill sets and be an all-around Splatoon player. No. I'm an adult. I do not have the life or the time to just like schedule in when I want to play. I'm going to play when I can play, and I want to be able to play whatever is there. It sucks if you play at 2 p.m. and it's these two maps, and then the next time you can play is Sunday at 9 p.m. and it's the same two maps. That's just boring. They didn't need to do that. This is an area where they did goof, where from Splatoon 2 to 3, I understand, like, it's going to be the same basic foundation. Look at shooters, look at Mario Kart, look at sports games. It's not like they reinvent the wheel. And Splatoon, like, they are bringing in cool new stuff. Like, I told you, that dodge roll is going to make a big difference. I think some of the special weapons this time are insane game changers. Like, do not understate how much that fridge that brings in, like, basically perk pop, that is huge, okay? We also have, like, the one that sort of shoots out the waves, incorporating almost like a platformer element into the way that you dodge the super. Very cool. I think this Platana is going to be a sick way to be long distance and close range all at once. I love it. The structure of the multiplayer, though, needed to evolve. It's silly that it didn't. And look, I'm buying the game. You're probably buying the game. We can agree that the game looks cool, and we can also agree that that's not it, Nintendo. 2 steps forward, 1 step back is like a joke people make about Nintendo, but they proved it here. Because there's no reason for that. It does. What other game does it? Whatever their reasoning, whatever their justification, it is not gamer, player, consumer friendly, and they should have removed it. Let's talk about 3 Splat teams for the Splatfest. Great idea. Really cool. 3 members in Deep Cut. It's a Splatoon 3. I love sort of the like tongue-in-cheek. It's 3. Why is the coolest new mode in the game only available during Splatfest for half the time? Once a month. For half the time, I can play your cool new 2v4v2 mode. Really ballsy idea, right? It's not 4v4v4. It's not 2v2v2v2. It's 2v4v2, and it's a great way to incorporate, right, this idea.